What is up, guys? I am back here to give you guys an update on the portfolio. I did manage to take 3 trades here today, and we're going to go ahead and go over them. I have 2 winners and 1 loser. I got done very early today. Usually I spend a lot more time, essentially trading, but I was done within like the first hour, straight off the open. So I'll get straight into the trades, and then we will move on. But I do want to go ahead and talk about, before I talk about the trades, how important it was on Friday for me to really mitigate those losses that I did have. Like, those small losses allowed me to come in with a very clear mindset. Only being down 0.4% of my total portfolio was so huge coming into today. Because now I put myself in a very good position where my first red day in about 8 days was so insignificant, where I can just come in and make, clear, concise decisions without really worrying about the drawdown. If my risk on a per trade basis is 1%, and I'm down totality 0.4% in my total portfolio on a full day, it really goes to show that my risk management is on the right side, and my trading's also been on the right side. Managing losses very well. So 0.4 loss on Friday turned into a 2.7% gain today. So let's get right into the trades here. So it's really the 2 winners that I did have was on the SPY off the gate. So we get this nice little push. So we were gapped down off of the 30% tariff news on the EU. We got a nice sick bid going back above previous day lows. I was under the assumption we were going to mess around here with the 10 daily moving average. So when we got this huge kind of like up move out the gate in the morning, like 9:30 comes in, we get this flush out, topping wick, flush out, topping wick. I actually get in here with my risk at the pre-market highs. Remember, I have an indicator for that. So I got in, and I literally, like, I was up here. I had like a 623, like 15 average, something like that. And my risk, I mean, it's really the high of this candle, right? Because you always want to use the morning high candle, not necessarily just pre-market. So it's almost identical to the PLTR setup that didn't work out for me on Friday, where it was kind of like a double top short. Kind of did the same thing. You can claim this is a double top here. And so we get this nice washout under VWAP, under my EMA clouds. And I cover right here. I covered here at 622.05. So because I got into some contracts, and this was immediately, I think it was like 2 or 3 days out. I think it was 3 days out puts. Because I got this move immediately in my favor, and I actually got out on the low end of this. I had made like something like 28% on the position on the shares or the contracts that I had. So like my contract size, whatever that size was, I ended up making 28% of that actual size, which was about, I believe that was about like 2.3% of the total portfolio. On just this move, which is very nice. And then we ended up getting a nice rebid up. And at this time, I'll pull up the ES because I was actually trading the ES. I was just using SPY as my the puts. But when we were there, ES was right here. So I traded the ES, but I was utilizing SPY as the instrument of choice. What ended up happening on ES was ES went from red, right? This is where I basically covered at, right here on the ES. We got this ramp up, and then we went red again. I thought, hey, this is a double top. So I actually shorted on this wick. I was short when it was green, so I'm assuming I got somewhere like, like if we were trading ES, I was somewhere at like 6294. But we were on SPY. So SPY, we had to be like, it had to be like somewhere up here was where I actually got in. And this was just a quick move to the downside as well. I'm not playing for a complete flush out, by the way. I'm not assuming that this low is going to get cracked. I want to make that very clear because this is a 10 daily moving average. Until this moving average starts to stay heavy, I'm proactive on any flushes towards it. So we had this kind of double top setup, right back under pre-market highs. I was short somewhere around here, and immediate covers once we cracked right below VWAP. So in this candle is where I covered it, and I covered damn near the low. Like I got like literally the flush out right under VWAP, which is how I always trade. Anytime I get a proactive flush, I'll cover that, and that's what got me that actually put me up 3% in totality of my portfolio, taking that. But then I took a loser on AVGO. I gave back 6.6%. So we have this nice dip on AVGO. This is a relatively strong name. Of course, hindsight tells me like, hey, you know, this is semi name. You know, birds of a feather flock together, and that's gonna come, you know, into my thesis behind why I stopped myself out. It didn't actually hit my stop. I just stopped out of my position. I was like, listen, this is relatively strong. I'm not liking it. Let me just get out. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not fucking around. Like I said in my last video, I'm not fucking around. I'm not getting into these trades to see, hey, where's this going? I'm getting into these trades and they better move the way that I want them to move. And if they're not moving the way that I thought they were going to move, I'm getting the fuck out. Like, straight up. A lot of people, they don't do that. A lot of people, they're like, oh, here's my stop. Here's my target. I'm going to just let the market do what it does. And they'll keep being short. And they could have literally took a stop way before. They didn't have to take a full R stop. They could have stopped way before because price action was telling them, like, hey, yeah, we're going to go after your stop, dude. And because these guys run a system where it's like, oh, here's my 100% where I'm going to stop out, and here's my 100% where I'm going to take profit, instead of kind of being a little discretionary about it. You know, if price action isn't acting how you thought it was going to act, that is enough of a reason to get out the trade, reset, refocus, and see what's going to happen. You know, you should not be in a trade. Here's my stop. Here's my target. And then you're starting to see, you know, the tape not in favor of your move, and you're just going to sit in it. That makes no sense to me. You're going to sit in the trade while it's going against you, while it's proving your thesis wrong. You're going to wait until your full thesis is blown? Let's be so real about that. I'm not a fan of that kind of trading. I think that type of trading, now, I know a lot of people are profitable doing it because they have like a 1 to 3 R or something, and that can work, you know. But for me, that's not... It just doesn't click well with me, because it's like, bro, if I'm already seeing something on the tape not working, I'm getting out. Like, so, anyways, this is what happened. This is my trade. We have this nice flush out. We have a reclaim of previous day lows, which is this yellow line, as well as pre-market low. And I'm thinking we're going to get a lower high here at the 10 daily moving average. So I actually short in this candle right here. No, a little bit above. I was here. I shorted this candle here, thinking that we were going to get a dip, maybe back into VWAP, just for a short little scalp. But I started seeing this look strong. And as soon as this candle came in, I was like, yeah, you know what? I have 2 really good trades. I'm already up 3% in 2 trades on my total portfolio. I'm done. Like, I'm going to take this loss like a champ. It's going to be a 0.6 R loss. I'm done for the day. So I got stopped out here. It ended up doing kind of a little bit of a double top. And then it got this mean bid back up. Exhaustion wick came in. Failed right back under the supply. And this is really the short that you want, right? When you get something like this, when you get an exhaustion move like this, and then it's showing topping wicks at the exhaustion level, I mean, that's sexy, guys. This is a sexy short opportunity here. Like, this is a sexy long opportunity. But I'll show you what was sexy. What was sexy is this, and I can't believe I fumbled this. AMD was sexy. This is what you want to see. You want to see a flush out towards previous day lows that holds previous day lows. This flushed out, V-shape all the way back up to previous day highs. This remember, birds of a feather flock together. I was noticing across the name on semiconductors when they were tanking down, and I got in my AVGO position, which is why I also was not fucking around. I was like, dude, all right, we're failing really, really heavy. We're catching a bid really, really fast. So I was like, okay, let me try to take this quick little short on AVGO. But then I noticed AMD V-shaping. I noticed NVIDIA V-shaping. Look at NVIDIA. Birds of a feather flock together. Look how all of these kind of look identical, right? And AVGO was the strongest out of the bunch. Yeah, well, AMD was the strongest. Let's be real. AMD is the strongest. But, you know, AVGO really has, you know, that power to it. So, you know, I just thought myself out. This was actually the move that you wanted right here. This is the excellent short opportunity right into my supply line. I was done for the day. Had I been trading, this would have 100% been on watch, and I would have nailed this trade. I want you guys to know that. I would have nailed this trade, and I probably would have been up maybe 4 or 5% on my total portfolio in one day just in this move. So, you know, but look how beautiful this is, right? Look at the supplies stepping in. But, you know, I'm a man, transparent man at that. Took my stop loss like a man. Being up 2.4% on my total account in a single day is amazing. Making sure my losses, when those losses are coming in, are less than, you know, 1%, 0.06%, 0.4% on the day. I mean, dude, the stats will just, I mean, if I keep going in this trajectory, I mean, we're talking next year, you know, if you take this action that I'm doing, next year, my account will probably be up 6, 7, 800, you know, percent easily. And, yeah, so that's the goal, man. Keep these losses small. Be stubborn, right? Like, be stubborn with with the way that I'm going about trading, man. If something's not going in my way, I'm getting out. You know, I'm not overstaying my welcome, and being stubborn and holding on to a position or anything like that. You know, I don't know how to explain it. I'm really focused and I'm truly in the zone, man. I'm taking my losses very, very well. You know, I'm not sitting back thinking, oh my God, what if, you know, it stops me out and it continues going in my favor, or it goes in my favor after it stops me out. I don't even think like that anymore. If it stops me out, it stops me out. I can always re-enter my position. Taking a 0.4 to 0.6 R on a trade, you know, versus seeing what if or what can happen and being stuck like a deer in the headlights, man. Not doing that. So definitely upping my game. Definitely on a very nice trajectory in my trading account. I'm currently up about 12% in the total portfolio in about 8 trading days, I believe, or maybe it's 7 trading days, something like that. So everything's in the right direction, man. Everything's looking real clean. Everything's looking very, very good. You know, coming into tomorrow, we do have CPI and PPI. So realistically, nothing really moved across the board, really significantly. So the same supply lines and demand lines are still going to be intact. We're going to come and get the news, and we'll see. Are we heading into all-time highs again, or are we going to start seeing a little bit of weakness step in? Maybe we move into the daily, you know, the daily 20 moving average. Maybe we get some catch up here. For instance, pull up NQ. You know, the daily 20 is like right here. I believe, no, that's the 10. This is the 20. So maybe we get that dip to the 20. ES, let's see what you're looking like. ES, the dip to the 20 is about here. So let's see what happens here. This just looks like a beautiful like consolidation over previous all-time highs, though. I mean, look how we're consolidating over it every time. This is beautiful. Like, we might just keep on steamrolling to the upside, and if we do, guys, whatever's strong is what you need to play. Like, that's just what you need to be playing. Like, if semis are the thing that's in, you got to be locked in on semis. If it's any other names, like a Hood, Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin did get a bit of a pullback. Mara got absolutely pissed on today. Like, look at this. Mara got absolute. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Too bad I wasn't in this. beautiful op. I just, you know, I didn't want to get into these Bitcoin miners for whatever reason. But these are some beautiful setups here. Like when you're looking at the Bitcoin name, I mean, this is pretty sexy. Some pretty sexy stuff going on. What was another MSTR, right? That's MSTR. I mean, look, we got some beautiful price action on these. Some really good short opportunities here. I mean, look at this VWAP rejection. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful setup. Look at that, beautiful. I mean, dude, this is honestly, this is where the big players were today, in my opinion. Big players were all over this. You know, not MSTR per se, but the Bitcoin names and stuff like that. They were all over this. You know, it was. I think today was broken slot machine for that. But that's what I traded, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.